extremely creamy and good. Good for feet. Don't put it on and walk around your house. But if at nighttime, like if you like exfoliate, put it on your feet, put socks on and get in bed, you will wake up with amazing feet. I have heard about people who put this on their husband's feet. I don't touch my husband's feet, but if that's how you roll, then you go for it. Hey knitters, welcome to the Knitty McPurly podcast. I'm your host, Devin You can find me at KnittyMcPurly.com. I am Knitty McPurly on Instagram, and if you want to email me, I am Devin at KnittyMcPurly.com. Welcome to the podcast. It is super overcast today, very rainy and dank. So I am wearing my Go Lightly sweater. I love this sweater. Isn't it just great? I love there's a name for a bishop sleeve, I think is what this is, where it's just kind of poofy all around and then it comes here and you do the decreases to the bottom. So comfortable. This one has the turtleneck. I have another one in Fontaine that's in the Dresden DK, which is the really fluffy one. That does not have the turtleneck, but this is the Go Lightly sweater. This one is in DK by 29 Bridges, which is a great place to get yarn. It's very similar to the Dubrovnik DK. It's basically the same kind of, superwash merino DK. It's kind of cold. I've got my retro 90s socks on right now, which I'm not going to show you because they're on my feet. These might be a free pattern. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure these are a free pattern over on my website. They are a DK weight sock, which is why I have them on. And I'm drinking this tea and I'm cold, which is nice because I'm never cold. It's good to be cold. Please subscribe if you're new. Like, hit the bell thing, whatever. I don't know. Do all the YouTube things. It is free to subscribe. Somebody told me that some people think that subscribing costs money, but it does not. It's totally free. And if you do it, then I can do things like publish books because they look at things like how many YouTube subscribers you have. So help me out. Okay. Progress and shop news. Oh, before I get to that, I am drinking out of my Georgia mug. This is the backup mug that Nan sent me in case one of my kids breaks the other mug. Got some tea in here. It's nice and hot. Okay. The last installment of the League of Extraordinary Sock Knitters, the yarn, went out. Hopefully you have received it. I do have some people overseas who have not received it yet. I'm not going to give away too much in case you haven't opened your box yet. But I just wanted to say that early in this year, a knitter emailed me about this particular sock and said the chart in the book is wrong. No shade on summer. Writing knitting patterns is hard. I imagine writing a knitting book is very hard. It's a lot of moving pieces. Maybe the wrong chart went in, but I did do an updated chart. So this lady sent me a version of the chart, which I changed a little bit, and I included that in the box for the sock club. And maybe I'll talk more about this next week if there's feedback. I also put it over on the Facebook group. So if you're in the League of Extraordinary Sock Knitters and you're in the Facebook group, go check that out so that it's there, but it's also on a card that's in your box so that you can use the other chart. And I actually knit up 2 swatches to show what Summer's chart looks like knit up because it's not the sock in the picture. I don't know what happened. My guess is the wrong version of the chart accidentally went in the book, because she knit those socks from a chart, which probably exists somewhere. I tried to recreate it as best I could, and I knit up using my chart and her chart, and I put them next to each other so that you could see the difference. These things happen. No judgment. Anyway, the Virginia Woolen Spun, we talked about that last week. That is going to go up on the website on Monday, and I have been around and around in my mind on how to put it on the website. What I've decided... Okay, so what did happen there is that I bumped my microphone and it fell directly into my tea. Luckily, I have 2 microphones, so I have switched over to the other one. Oh man, never a dull moment. Anyway, what I have decided about the yarn, the Virginia Woolen Spun, is that I am going to be putting it in my website by color because my yarn is organized by color. So you go and you pick the color you want, and then you scroll down the menu to pick what weight you want. I used to have it the other way, but it's a lot more fun to look at if you can look at all the colors. So I'm going to put the Virginia Woolen Spun, bulky, worsted, DK, and fingering weight all at the top of the list. And if you scroll down, you can see all the different weights I have and all the different pre-order options, because sometimes I don't have that color in stock in that weight, but you can pre-order it. And that way you know that it might take a week or two to get to you, because I could just pretend that I have it in stock and then make you wait. But then you'd be like, why is it taking so long? I like for you to know what you're signing up for. With that in mind, most of the Virginia Woolen Spun will be a pre-order. I have some in a few colors dyed up like I showed last week, but most of it is a pre-order. So give me a week or two, probably two, because this is a very, very busy time of year. This is the busiest couple weeks of the year. On December 15th, when I ship out the first installment of the Hat Club and the Blanket Club, I'm going to take a nap for 3 days. Okay, so I have the yarn info up on the website too. If you're thinking, I want to order a sweater quantity of the Virginia Woolen Spun, but I don't know how many skeins I need because I don't know how much yardage is in the skeins, click the yarn info tab and you can see that there. The bulky is 110 yards per skein, and that is a 4-ply. They're all 100-gram skeins. The worsted is 236 yards, and that is a 2-ply. The DK is 252 yards, and the fingering weight is 380 yards. So it's kind of the fingering weight is a little bit of a heavier fingering weight because it's only 380 yards. And I would say the same for, the opposite for the worsted. The worsted is a lighter worsted because that's 236 yards. So, if you want to make a DK weight sweater, you can order any DK weight yarn you want, worsted or whatever. And then when you get it, you can adjust your needle size to get gauge, or my favorite way to do it is just to use the gauge I want and use the gauge switcheroo worksheet. It's gotten to the point where I just do that all the time now. Anytime, unless I exactly get gauge, which sometimes I do. For my sweater I'm knitting for my son, I just went down a needle size because I tend to be a loose knitter, and I feel like I've done that in the past with petite knit patterns. And so I was able to get gauge with that. But otherwise, I pretty much use the gauge switcheroo all the time. That's a free worksheet over on my website if you are new. So some of you asked me, are you going to have a color of the month for November? No, I am not, because I ran out of time. But I do have some Christmas yarn kits. Yes, I'm still drinking the tea. I got all the microphone out of it. Okay, so here's the Christmas yarn kits. First, I'm going to show you the Virginia Woolen Spun because it takes the yarn so differently from a superwash 100% merino. Because first of all, it's not superwash. Second of all, it's not 100% merino. It's 50% cotton. So it takes the dye so differently. So I'm going to show you next to each other the Virginia Woolen Spun and the Frankfurt fingering, which is a 75-25 merino nylon workhorse yarn, good for absolutely everything. But you'll see the dye differences because these colors are the same. So these are my Christmas kits. They will go up on Monday. Everything I'm talking about is going to go up on Monday. So if you go over there, it's not there now. I know people are going to email me and say, I went over there and I put in the code for Black Friday and I looked for the products and it didn't work. And I'm going to say, I know it doesn't work because it doesn't work until Monday. Okay, enough about that. So it was so fat that I couldn't get it all in one label. So I've got a full 100-gram skein of the Virginia Woolen Spun fingering weight. I thought about doing, did I say this last time? I thought about doing Virginia cities, but I'm like, it's too many words. So the Virginia Woolen Spun fingering weight, here it is in this cherry red, and you can see how tweedy it is. And it has just Christmas colors with, my favorite kind of Christmas colors, like an apple green and a turquoise and a candy pink. And this is a cool white and a gold. So this is 150 grams. And again, you can get 15% off using the Black Friday code, which I'll tell you in a minute, but you can't use till Monday. So it's 150 grams. This would be great for socks. When I planned out the 10 gram, so these are actually 10 gram minis, not 20s. Sometimes they're called micros. 10 gram mini skein, so it's 150 grams total, one full skein and 5 10 gram minis. And I was thinking of the Modern Rainbow Socks number 2, which would be great for this kit, but you can make anything. You can make a Christmas stocking, a hat, scarf, cowl, mittens, any color work or multicolored project that is Christmassy that you want. Okay, now are you ready to see the Frankfurt? Because it's super different. So this is it in Virginia Woolen Spun, and this is it in the Frankfurt Fingering. Look at that, and this all fit in one. But these are the same red. All these colors are the same. It's just a difference in the way that they take the dye. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So you can get either one of these kits or both if you are so inclined on Monday. Go check those out. I just think this is so beautiful. It's very, very Christmassy. In my humble opinion, this is my favorite kind of Christmas. And this red is a bright cherry red. And this is a tonal. It's going to have some variation in it. It's not meant to be a solid red. This one is showing very solid right here, but it is a tonal red. And it's not Valentine. Valentine is more of like a cooler fire engine kind of red. And this is definitely more of a cherry red. Cool, right? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So those are going up. Also, I have, by popular demand, the Sanctum Balm, which is a Christmas and Easter scent. Now this one looks terrible because this one is mine, and I had trouble with the label, and this lid doesn't stay on, and I actually stuck my finger in it by accident, which is why I kept it. So this one is a total dud, but you can see I tried to peel the label. It's just been a mess. Anyway, yours will look beautiful and perfect. But this smells like church. It smells like church. You can get some of the balm out. It's extremely creamy and good. Good for feet. Don't put it on and walk around your house. But if at nighttime, like if you like exfoliate, put it on your feet, put socks on and get in bed, you will wake up with amazing feet. I have heard about people who put this on their husband's feet. I don't touch my husband's feet, but if that's how you roll, then you go for it. It is great for feet. And it smells super good. Make your feet smell like church. What could be wrong with that? Oh, it smells so good. So I will have these. Like I said, I made a gajillion of them. My employee is in the basement packaging them up right now. The tubs, I have 1 million of the sticks. So I dare you to sell me out of this balm. I dare you. Okay. So this coming Monday is the Black Friday sale, and I have these new products, the Sanctum Balm and the Christmas sets. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love them both. I love the brightness of the Frankfurt, but this would make an amazing Christmas. They would both make an amazing Christmas stocking, but I would make it out of this. That's what I would do if I had time for things like that. I don't have time because my life is insane. Somebody asked me if I listened to the Bible in a year while I'm knitting. And I was like, no, I live in my car. So I listen to it in the car. That's where I live. So anyway, these things go up this Monday. The next Monday is December 1st. And that is the day, folks, the day for the Hat Club and the Blanket Club. Before I get to that, I'm just going to tell you right now so you can keep it in your mind. I will also send out a newsletter, and it will be on the banner on my website too. So don't feel like you have to memorize this right now. I will tell you again later. But the code Black Friday 25 is the code to get 15% off next week. I don't do 15% off sales very often. So if you want a sweater quantity, especially of the Virginia Woolen Spun or anything at all, you can go ahead and use that code. It's good on everything. Patterns, sweater tags, knitting needles, crochet hooks, stitch markers, yarn, everything. You can use that code and it will take 15% off of everything. Black Friday 25. Okay, anyway, that's next week. The week after, December 1st, set an alarm on your phone for noon Eastern time. And that is when the A Year of Hats and the Blanket Club will go up on the website. And it's just a subscription purchase. So you go in and you add it to your cart and you check out. That's how you sign up for the club. You just purchase it. And because it is a recurring purchase every month on the first of the month, or thereabouts, sometimes things happen. Like if your credit card expires and you have to put a new one in, sometimes it'll change the date that it bills, but it'll be the first of the month-ish. You'll be billed for that next month's yarn. And then around the middle of the month, the 15th-ish, either your hat package or your blanket package will go out to you. A Year of Hats is going to be $36 because your hat quantity of yarn with pattern recommendations will come with either a tag for the finished hat or a pom-pom that coordinates with the yarn. I'm so excited. It's just like the first couple months are coming together and it's just so exciting. And that'll be $36. If you want to do the blanket club, that is $30. That does come with a tag for your finished blanket, but you just get that the first month that you sign up. And after that, it's just the yarn. So it's exciting. I hope you guys are excited about it. I am super pumped. I have talked so much about these clubs that I'm not going to talk about it too much anymore, but I will link below the blog articles where I talk about the club and what it is and what you get with it and how it works. So that'll be linked below if you are interested in that. My husband was like, you have got to make this podcast short because we have a million things to do today. It is homecoming dance day for Gigi. We got to do her hair. We got to drive her to her friends. And of course, you know, when your kids go to private school, their friends live all over creation and she can't pick the close friends. She's got to pick the friends that live 40 minutes away. Anyway, so he's like, keep it short, but I probably won't. Okay, the comments section. This is a great comment from Sharon. Hi, Sharon. I totally know Sharon because she came to my retreat back in January and she taught a wonderful class. Sharon says, a great hint for the pom-poms with the ribbons. When the pom-poms have, you know, the strings to tie them on. All I did was thread it through the hat and tie it underneath. But Sharon said, get a 1 inch or bigger button with holes big enough for the ribbon. Put the button on the inside of the hat, thread the ribbons through the buttonholes, and then tie the bow. It gives a very sturdy base. I bought a package of different colored large buttons at a big box store, and I use them in all my pom-pom hats. I will definitely use them next year in my Year of Hat subscription. That is such a great idea. I love that idea. I will definitely be trying that, especially on my Cindy Lou Who hat. Somebody told me, they were like, I don't like that pom-pom. And I was like, get out. That pom-pom was amazing. Constance said, hi, Devin. I'm so glad to be here with you all. You are a hoot and keep me binge listening while I knit. You're officially my new knitting bestie. Yay! I hope we're all besties. I love it. I love this community. It is so great. She says, I'm so glad you two brought your lovely channel to me. I learned to knit and crochet while sitting on my great-grandma's lap while she knit and crocheted and watched her 3 favorite soap operas. We're talking late 60s, early 70s. General Hospital, The Young and the Restless, which she called The Young and the Stupid, and As the World Turns. Ha ha. Now, both my girls crochet, and I'm knitting/crocheting all kinds of things for my 6 grandbabies. And then she says, this is her life verse. 1 Thessalonians 4, verses 11 and 12. Okay, I am not a Bible scholar. I did major in religion briefly, but I did not know of this verse, and it's now my favorite verse. Live a quiet life, mind your own business, and work with your hands. That is like the best advice ever. Sit down, shut up, pick something up to work on. I mean, that's kind of like what we teach our kids, right? Shh, sit. Here's something to do. Yes, love it. Okay. Anne Marie said, thanks for the heart-to-heart today. I have something that relates exactly to what you were saying. In elementary school, everyone had to learn to play the recorder. I thought it was pointless and never played it again until we became part of a very small congregation in a tiny village at the tip of Africa called Scarborough. The bottom tip? Like South Africa? Wow. She says they needed help with the music in church. When they asked for musicians, I didn't respond until they begged anyone who plays any instrument to please show up and make a worship team. Well, they were so grateful to God that my early training as a child gave the music a little boost to the glory of our Heavenly Father. That's awesome. God knows stuff that we don't. And even though we think it's stupid, it's probably not stupid. And then Catherine Bennett said, I love her name. It's so Jane Austen. She has been a customer of mine for a long time. Hi, Catherine. And every time I'm like, oh, Catherine Bennett, such a great name. She and a couple other people mentioned this, said Brooklyn Tweed stopped producing yarn in April of 2025. Happy that Knitty McPurly will fill this niche market. What? How is this possible? That's like saying Nabisco is no longer going to make crackers, or Twinings is going out of the tea business. I mean, I just don't understand. It's such good yarn. Why would they do that? I don't know. Does anybody know why they went out of business? Or not, they didn't go out of business. I guess they're focusing on the patterns, which is good. I mean, the Brooklyn Tweed patterns are good, probably. I think I've only knit one of them. It's a lot of cables, but the yarn was great. I don't know. All right, knitting fantasies. I only picked one knitting fantasy today because this one is really, really good. And again, because I was told to cut it short. This is a brand new pattern. It is 30% off through the weekend. So if you want this pattern, go get it now, at least on Ravelry. It's Wool and Pine. I think they also sell it on their site. If that's the case, I will link it below. I don't know if you can get 30% off. You'd have to look around. But anyway, the light, bright loop is a cowl pattern. And this is really cool because you can knit it in either fingering weight or DK weight. And you can do it either as a short cowl or a long cowl. And the reason this is so great is because many of you have advent calendars, and this would be a great advent calendar project. It would not use your entire Knitty McPurly, for example, advent calendar. If you bought an advent calendar that has fewer colors, you could use that, or you could use part of your Knitty McPurly advent calendar, or you could make it a little bit longer, whatever you want. Because if you made it longer, you could double it up and it would be longer. You know what I mean? Rather than when you double it up, it'd be up at your neck. So anyway, this looks great. So this is a really interesting pattern. It begins with a provisional cast on and is knit in the round. So it's, a cowl that's not flat. It's round and round. In stranded colorwork to your chosen length. When you're done, the two ends are joined seamlessly with Kitchener stitch to create a smooth infinity loop that can be worn long or doubled up. And it's designed for leftovers, but it would also be great for an advent calendar. Now, I looked at this and I was like, what am I looking at? It was hard for me to tell because the pictures weren't super close up. So the techniques used are color work, building a color palette from your stash or using an advent calendar, a provisional cast on, and the Kitchener stitch. So there's no bobbles, there's no texture. It's just the color work that gives it that kind of illusion of texture. Right? Pretty good. Okay. So here's what happened. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. So here's what happened is jumping the queue a little bit because it is so relevant for right now. My friend Amy, hi Amy. Amy is the one who is a police officer and she is like the coolest person in the world. She's good at everything and everything she does is just amazing. I don't know how she's so awesome and how I get to be her friend, even from here. She lives in Ohio. But I am grateful for her. Hi Amy, did I already say hi? I don't even know. Okay. So she sent me this yesterday, and it's about November's sock club pattern and color dominance, which for a long time I denied the existence of. If you are new to knitting, and I have some new knitters out there, let me just explain before I read Amy's story what color dominance is. Color dominance is when you are knitting stranded colorwork, and whatever manner that you are tensioning your yarn is causing one color to come to the forefront and the other to move to the back. People will say things like, oh, if you hold them in two separate hands, the one in the right will be the dominant color, or the one on the left will be the dominant color, or if you hold them in the same hand, the one in the front is the dominant color. That's not necessarily true. Maybe that's true for them because that is how they are tensioning the yarn. It's just a tension thing. When I knit colorwork, I knit continental, and I hold both colors or however many colors there are in my left hand. And I will have them on different fingers, and I don't have different tension. So I did not have a dominant color. I don't ever have a dominant color. My colorwork always looks the same. But depending on how you're holding it or whatever you're doing, you could have one that pops out. So that's color dominance. It does exist, as this story so clearly points out. Amy says, I'm currently blocking my November scrimshaw socks. This is from the League of Extraordinary Sock Knitters. I dyed the yarn to make the scrimshaw socks the same color as Summer's were in the book. She says, I'm anxiously awaiting my mail delivery today, which should contain my December sock club yarn. This is from yesterday. I thought I'd take a few minutes to reopen the can of worms that is color dominance. Before starting my November Sock Club socks near the end of last month, I did not have a strong opinion about the existence of color dominance, having not really encountered it in my minimal colorwork projects that I've done. Then came the scrimshaw socks, and let me tell you, I am now a believer. On October 25th, I cast on my first sock, and I was so enamored with working it up that I knit straight through the entire colorwork section on the leg on the first day. This is me talking now. This is super potato chip colorwork. The floats are short. The colors have a lot of contrast. It's just, you just want to keep going and getting to the next row. Amy says, I was eyeing my knitting, and although I loved working it up and some bits of it, there were parts that I was dissatisfied with. See this photo. I love the top and the bottom of the colorwork, but I was frustrated with the lack of blue in the middle section, which looks like diamonds in Summer Lee's example. I decided to take the above photo before ripping that sucker out. Next, I reknit the leg, holding the colors the opposite of how I held them the first time. Side note, I knit both English and continental, so I prefer to hold one with my right hand and one with my left when working a two-color motif. Moving on, my second iteration looked completely different. Clearly, my choice of holding the colors differently made the blue much more dominant than the first, and I again determined that I liked parts of it, but not others. As I held the yarns opposite, likewise, the parts I liked were opposite from the first. I loved the middle section with the diamonds, but not the top and the bottom sections. So of course, I decided to rip it out again. Okay, I think we're getting to see why Amy is so awesome and good at everything. Because if she's not happy with it, she does it again. That's crazy. Oops. That's crazy. I can't imagine ripping something out twice. Oh man. Finally, I knit that baby up one more time, holding the yarn the first way for the top and bottom sections and the second way for the middle. Voila. I loved the final result. So here they are, all three of them next to each other. You have Amy's first try, second try, and third try. Look at that. That's just amazing. She says, did I mind pulling it out twice and knitting it 3 times? Well, actually 4, including the second sock. Nope. This motif was so fun to knit that I didn't mind at all. I'm now obsessed with these socks and I can't wait to have them on my feet. I was able to apply what I discovered in the colorwork section on the foot, and I'm hoping I get to apply the same knowledge on my December socks if it's the pattern I think it is. Of course it's that pattern. Of course, it's the best one. They look so good. Look how good they look. Oh my gosh. That's just amazing. Amy is the Knitting Wanderer over on Instagram if you want to go follow her. She has tons of great knitting content. I highly recommend you give her a follow. Thank you so much, Amy, for that story. If you have a knitting story, send it to me. Devin at KnittyMcPurly.com. That's Devin with an I. If you send it to Devin with an O, I won't get it. I really should lock that one down too, just because people spell my name with an O a lot. Okay, here we are at our heart to heart section. And I really thought about what I wanted to talk about because I like for things to be both interesting and timely. And the story I was going to tell, I just feel like it's not the right time. And the story that I'm going to tell is knitting related. So Tammy sent me the Summer Knits book. Please say a prayer for Tammy because she lost her job or found out that her job is going away and she loved her job. So say a prayer for Tammy right now that she can find an even better job. She sent me this wonderful book, Summer Knits by Sari Nordland. And I'm going to be knitting this cool pattern. That's the picture of it. And then here it is. Let me show you. And this is variable. Oh, I love this picture. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I am going to be knitting this for Charlotte's teacher. And I just want to tell you about this lady. Hold on. Let me see what yarn this uses. I believe it's worsted. Yeah, it doesn't say. Why don't they tell you? It just says M yak, baby yak, medium. It's 128 yards and 50 grams. So I'm pretty sure I looked it up and I'm pretty sure that it's worsted. I'm going to use the Virginia Woolen Spun in the Roxette colorway. I love Roxette. It's this perfect orange. I love orange. I can't wear it. It just looks bad on me, but Charlotte's teacher looks amazing in orange. So Charlotte is my youngest daughter. She is 10. She's about to be 11. And she's in 4th grade this year. Her whole life, she's been homeschooled. At the end of her 1st grade year, I recognized, because a lot of times when you're teaching a kid to read and do schoolwork, they can't do it, and then boom, it clicks, and they're off to the races. And that was my experience with my first 3. But Charlotte was not clicking. And that was the year that I had chemo. And my friend came over and homeschooled my kids for me on the days that I was really sick. I think I've told you about her before. I mean, insane, right? Who does that? She does that. She's that person. And she had a daughter who needed vision therapy and was dyslexic. And she said, that's what Charlotte needs. Charlotte needs vision therapy. And I was like, okay, maybe. So I made an appointment with a vision therapy doctor. And he was like, and he was able to show me how her eyes were not working together and they were not adequately communicating with her brain, so that when I gave her a page of math, I mean, she just couldn't do it. Like she couldn't even start it. It was completely beyond her ability. So that took the year that should have been 2nd grade for Charlotte. It took a whole year. You would think it was just like appointments here and there. It was every single day. And I had to do most of it. Like they would just tell me, do this, do this, do this. And it would take, I don't want to say hours. It felt like hours every day. But by the end of that year, she was teachable. She's still dyslexic. She's going to be dyslexic her whole life. Dyslexics just have to learn how to be dyslexic in the world and how to learn in a way that they can do. So I thought to myself, I don't know if Charlotte can go to school. Like, I don't know. All this time I'm going, am I going to be homeschooling her forever? I don't know. But she is the most social child who ever lived. So in 3rd grade, so after that year that should have been 2nd grade, we didn't do any schoolwork. So the year after that, she did 2nd grade and then she did 3rd grade. So she's a year behind. Anyway, all this to say, she should be in 5th grade, but she's in 4th grade. And I sent her to the local Catholic school that's by my other kid's school, which is also a Catholic school. But there's this junior high school, and Charlotte's an elementary. So I just didn't know. I thought, gosh, most of my friends have sent their kids to this school their whole lives. So I have heard everything. I've heard the good, the bad, and the ugly about this school for the past 20 years. But none of my kids have ever gone there because we homeschooled. So I sent her off and I just prayed. I was like, please, God, give Charlotte the best teacher, the teacher that is right for her. Let me tell you who she got. Okay. This teacher, she's 26. She's beautiful. She is happy. She's like always smiling. She strives to be virtuous. Like, I had a parent teacher conference with her, and she let slip an unkind word, and she was like, "Oh, I really was trying not to say anything unkind." And it wasn't even unkind, it was just true. Like, it was just something that was true that she didn't mean to say. Like, she loves the Lord. She is so positive. She loves Charlotte. Anyway, if I could have like designed the perfect teacher for Charlotte to have, it would be this woman. She is wonderful. And she has a degree in teaching, but this is her first year teaching, because when she graduated from college, it was COVID, and she was like, I just don't feel like I could go into the classroom right now. And so this is her first year teaching, and she's just amazing. I do think it's hard for her because teaching is hard. The pay is not amazing, and I just want to shower her with love and gifts and everything good. So very few teachers are knitworthy, but this one is. So I'm going to be knitting that for her. I haven't cast it on yet, but you guys, I'm working on, for me, it's like a million things. I just realized I didn't show my sweater. Oh my gosh. Here we are again at the end of the podcast. All the knitters have left. No, I'm kidding. I know you guys stick around. I know because of your comments. The comments are always very, I love the heart to heart. So this one was a little bit less deep. I have this bag from Delightful Works. Isn't this so pretty? This is Susan who makes these bags. Hi, Susan. She has an Etsy shop. So if you like her bags, you can go pick one up. I got this one at the retreat. I love the bucket. Now, once the sweater gets a little bit bigger, it's not going to fit in there, but this is just the yoke and it fits just fine. So this is the Northland sweater for my son. I don't think I had cast it on yet last week, and I am right now at separating for the sleeves. Did I have anything last week? I don't think I did. So the Virginia woolen spun dyes up very evenly. Let's see if I can stretch this out a little bit so you can see. So I did feather in the, alternating rows because I went to a second skein of yarn. But you really can't tell. It dyes up very, very evenly. This is the Fathom colorway. We are just loving it. He loves it. I love it. It's raglan shaping of an unusual kind. It makes kind of a top of the shoulder like this. And then you have these increases. I'm about to split for the sleeves. We're all very excited about it. It's been really fun to work on. The yarn is a dream to work with. Very soft. I just love it. I'm so excited for him to have this sweater. He is at his cousin's house this weekend, or I would put it on him. I'd have to put it on another needle to get it over his shoulders. But pretty soon I'll split for the sleeves and then it'll be much easier. Okay. Was this short? No, not at all. But I had fun. It was great to hang out with you guys, as it always is. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Please come shop my sale, Black Friday 25. I'll have it at the top of the website. It'll go out in the newsletter. Lots of fun stuff, new stuff, brand new yarn, sweater quantities. It's going to be great. Okay, guys, have a great week. Bye.